You know that feeling, right? You're in a relationship and suddenly you're having the same fight again. That frustrating loop that just goes nowhere. Well, today we're going to talk about a really powerful idea called radical acceptance and how it can help you finally break that cycle. I mean, it's a maddening question, isn't it? Why does this keep happening? You think everything's fine, you're having a great day, and then bam, you are right back in that same old fight. It really does feel like a trap.
And this pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Suddenly they're hitting you with that thing you did 5 years ago that hurt them, and you're just like, what? It is so frustrating, so exhausting, and it makes you think, are we ever going to move past this?
All right, so here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to figure out why we get stuck in that same fight. Then we'll dive into the power of radical acceptance and really get into how it works. After that, we'll cover the surprising benefits, and I'll give you an actual toolkit you can use. And finally, we'll talk about the real choice that's in front of you. Okay, so let's get into it. Stuck in the same fight. It really feels like it's all about the past, refusing to just stay in the past. It seems like one person is just holding on, right? Dragging old hurts into perfectly good moments. But what if that's not actually what's going on? This is a really crucial shift in how you look at this. When your partner brings up something from the past, it's usually not about the past at all. It's a signal that they're not feeling secure in the relationship right now. And once you get that, oh man, it changes everything. The problem isn't a stubborn grudge anymore. It's a need for connection in the present. So if fighting about the past is just a dead end, what are you supposed to do? Well, that brings us to this powerful, and I'll admit, kind of counterintuitive solution. It's called radical acceptance. Okay, before we go any further, we have got to clear up the biggest myth about this. Acceptance does not equal approval. They are not the same thing. You can totally accept that something happened without saying it was okay or that you agree with it. It just means you're acknowledging reality, the way it is, instead of wasting all your energy fighting it. And that's really where the power is. You see, radical acceptance, it's really about reducing your own suffering. I mean, think about it. You can't change the past. You can't control how your partner feels. So when you fight reality, the only thing you're really doing is making your own pain last longer. Acceptance, that's your way out. That's your door to some peace. Okay, so how does this all work in the real world? Because this isn't just some nice philosophical idea. There's actual psychological research that shows acceptance has these measurable and honestly pretty fascinating effects on both people in the relationship. So researchers kind of break it down into two different things. First, there's partner acceptance. That's basically your willingness to love your partner just as they are, warts and all. Then there's felt acceptance. That's how accepted you feel by them. Now, they sound separate, but as you're about to see, they are seriously connected. So first up, we've got something called the accuracy effect. And this one makes a lot of sense, right? When you genuinely practice accepting your partner, they can tell, they feel it. And that feeling of being accepted makes them happier with the relationship. So what you do has a direct positive impact on them. Simple enough? But this next part, this is where it gets kind of wild. It's called the projection effect. And what the research shows is that when you are more accepting of your partner, it also makes you feel more accepted by them. It's like you're projecting your own acceptance onto them. And that makes you more satisfied too. It's a total psychological win-win.
So, okay, we know how it works, but why bother? What's in it for you? Well, the payoff is huge, and it goes way beyond just stopping that one annoying fight.
I mean, the ripple effects here are pretty profound. When you stop judging and start getting curious, you build up this resilience to handle conflict without losing your cool. That creates a space that feels safer for both of you to be vulnerable. And here's the biggest paradox of all. When someone feels totally and completely accepted for who they are, that's often the very thing that makes them want to change for the better. It's amazing. All right, so this all sounds great in theory. I get it. But how do you actually do this? Especially when you're in the middle of a heated moment. Don't worry, we're going to get practical. Let's build your toolkit. Think of this like a workout for your mind, okay? 5 steps. First, just observe. Notice that tension in your body when you start fighting reality. Second, remind. Just tell yourself, this is what's real right now. Third, accept. Acknowledge that you can't control the past. Fourth, feel. Let yourself feel whatever you're feeling, anger, sadness, whatever, without judging it. And number 5, commit. Decide you're going to practice this again the next time it comes up. Seriously, it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Now let's talk about what not to do, because this is just as important. When they bring up that old thing, your gut reaction is going to be to do everything on this list, right? Get defensive, argue about what really happened, try to prove they're wrong. But listen, every single one of those things is like pouring gasoline on a fire. It absolutely guarantees you stay stuck in that loop.
So, what's the alternative? A much better way is this simple two-step response. Step 1, validate the emotion. Not the facts, the emotion. You don't have to agree with their story, just acknowledge their pain. Something like, I hate that I hurt you. Step 2, ask a curious question about right now. Is there one thing I could do right now that would help? See what that does? It brilliantly pulls the conversation out of the past that you can't change and into the present, which you can do something about.
And this really brings us to the heart of it all. When you choose to practice acceptance, you're not giving in. You're not losing. You are fundamentally changing the entire game.
Yeah, and I love this quote because it nails it. Radical acceptance isn't about forgiving them. It's about being kind to yourself. You're not doing this for them. You're not letting them win. You are doing this for you, to free yourself from being stuck in that pain.
So let's be super clear on this. This is not surrendering. This is the ultimate way to take your power back. Because instead of letting your emotions get hijacked by a fight you can never, ever win, you're choosing to control the only thing you actually can, your own response, your own peace. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What could change, really change, in your life, in your relationships, if you just decided to stop fighting reality and just for a moment chose to accept it?